Hey, welcome back to TIG Time. Hi, I'm Mr. TIG, and we're at FabTech 2013, and decided to stop in the show here and see our friends here at CK Worldwide. Now, we've been to this booth before, but they've always got something new and interesting. I deal a lot in the motorsports industry, and I happen to notice a manifold here. It's a 304 stainless. So I want to talk to Sean Delmore, and I know that there's some really tight spots in here to get a torch into. So Sean, can you tell me a little bit about this system here? It's some kind of a manifold. It looks like it might be high performance, but tell me how you welded that, or the manufacturer welded that.
You bet, Wyatt. This part is being manufactured by a company called Speed Factory, and Ricky, who owns Speed Factory, came to us and was having some difficulty accessing some of these weld joints. So what we did was we went to Ricky with some of our torches and let him try to see if he could have better success at this particular application.
Okay, well, I know that I'm typically set up with either a 9 or a 17 air-cooled torch, sometimes a 20, a water-cooled torch, and I can probably reach in maybe 60% of the welds here, but after that, it just gets too cumbersome. So can you give us some ideas on how this is manufactured?
You bet, Wyatt. You know, this is your standard 17 style TIG torch. What we do that's a little bit unique is we put a very super flexible cable on there, which helps a little bit in the wrist strain. The other thing we do is we put a Stubby Gas Lens on this thing. And the Stubby Gas Lens lowers the profile of the torch head by about 3/4 of an inch. And most of the welding on this part, of course, can be done with this style of torch. But you can see on this header that there are some places in here where it might be a little more difficult to get inside here. So what Ricky decided to go with is a pencil flex style torch. Something that's a 180-degree profile where you could actually manipulate the torch head to get into some of these tight spots. So then he was able to come into here and get down inside this area inside here to make that weld.
Okay, I got a question for you. Now, is this an air-cooled or water-cooled?
Well, we manufacture this torch both 130 amps air-cooled or 250 amps water-cooled.
Okay, so I'm looking at this, and in my mind, I'm thinking that I'm probably going to use less than 125 amps. Is that kind of the scenario here?
Yeah, and that sounds right. I believe that what Ricky chose was the air-cooled version of this, which would be a 130 amp torch. So it'd have plenty of duty cycle to perform that weld.
Okay, so on his machine, he probably has a quick change, so he could take out his standard torch, plug this one in just a few seconds, and he's on his way.
That is correct.
Okay, notice you got another torch here, and it looks like your micro torch.
That's right. This is the smallest torch we manufacture. It's called the micro torch, and it's really designed for those emergency repair welds or just getting into a spot that you can't get into with a production torch. And the advantage of this design is that the head is replaceable. And so what we offer are 3 different heads. We have the 90-degree head, we have a 45-degree head, and then we have a 180-degree head. And so some of these spots, as you can see, are real tight. So with a micro torch, we can get down in here and we can finish off those welds. So to produce this part, you're looking at 3 different torches. And like you said, the opportunity to have a quick disconnect fitting on the power lead allows you to change out quickly between these 3 torches and get the job done.
Okay, well that pretty well explains it. There's just not one torch that does all. So just know that there's I call it a plethora of torches here for special applications and your standard welding as well. So Sean, hey, thanks for having us here. It's always a pleasure.
Thank you, Wyatt.
And that's it for now. Thanks for watching TIG Time. I'm Mr. TIG.